Hey there, this is Wojciech from Phase. One of the things that we've been working on over the past few weeks is Winterhelm, which is a code name for our automated business analyst. The idea behind Winterhelm is that you'll have an AI agent that is able to read reports, press releases, SEC filings, and other long unstructured pieces of information and put that information into a framework for you. I wanted to show you an example here specifically with environmental, social, and governance reports that tend to be long and tend to get a lot of attention from people. So just to give you an example of what this looks like, here's one for Apple. This report is 128 pages long. It covers everything from carbon emissions to how they source rare earth metals and elements and other things like this. So these reports are incredibly important and also extremely dense. And what we want to do is build an agent that reads these reports, in this case for Apple, Walmart, Microsoft, Ernst & Young, and Shell, and answer specific questions. So I won't manually type in the actual questions we want to ask just to save time, but there's 6 in this demo that I want to show. So things like carbon emissions. How have the company's carbon emissions been trending? Offsets spent, very numerical question. How much money is the company investing in carbon offsets, if any? And then also we have some broader questions like an ESG investor summary. Please provide 2 or 3 sentences on major ESG-oriented takeaways as they might pertain to ESG-conscious stock market investors. So very broad compared to the others. So there's 6 questions here. I'm going to click Run Analysis. And you'll see here that we're getting results specifically for the 5 reports that we have in that category and across all 6 questions that we submitted. And the reason that you see so many spinning wheels is that for each of these reports and each of these questions, we're actually going through a pretty sophisticated AI and large language model process to extract the information. So while we're waiting for this to finish, I'll give you a few examples of what this looks like. So carbon emissions. How have the company's carbon emissions been trending? Well, in the case of Apple, relatively flat in recent years. And then it also provides the citation, page 13. That's really, really critical here because we want to always go back to the source information and confirm or ensure that the information is actually correct. Offsets spent $4.7 billion in 2021 to issue green bonds. In Microsoft's case, it was $43 million to procure carbon removal and renewable energy credits in fiscal year 22. And again, we have the citations for the specific page numbers. Now, I'm not an ESG expert or investor, so we could probably get a lot more specific with these questions, but I did want to show you an illustrative example. The other thing that's really neat here is this ESG investor summary. You'll notice it's much longer for all of these companies because we ask it to provide a few pieces of information as well as a bit of a narrative. And what I really like about this approach is, again, it sticks to the facts, cites the page number, and then provides an additional narrative. So in this case, by setting this ambitious goal and timeline, Apple signals to investors its commitment to substantially reducing its climate impact and exposure to climate risk. We can, of course, add additional narratives, merge these facts into a broader statement, or do all sorts of other really interesting things. I wanted to show this to you so you can see how we can automate that business analyst process, and I'd be happy to chat further or follow up if you have any questions. Thanks so much.